Alright, we've been waiting all day for this maintenance to end so we can get back into some games. And we're going to go second. And we're playing something very devious today, in my opinion. We get a Mimikyu to start, which is good against potential, like, turn 2 attackers. We'll throw a Pidgey down, just in case they poison package me or something. But this is a good looking hand for our turn 2, or turn 1, going second, rather. Okay, so Terra Box and or Raging Bolt. Let's see how we can perform against this. They will Nest Ball. For Cornerstone, okay, so this is definitely going to be Terra Box. Another Nest Ball. Is it me or is like Terra Box is cool, like it's less toxic than Dragapult, but all the Ogre Pawns, especially like the SIRs, are so ugly. I don't mind Hearthflame or Wellspring, but like this one is, I don't know, I think it's kind of ugly. I don't know. The Squawkabilly also really ugly. Anyway, starting this video off with some negativity. This Fan Rotom though is beautiful, I'll say. Bench 2 Hoo-Hoots, throw down to Area 0. This is the start if I've ever seen one. They can still Fan Call. They can Fan Call for all their Noctowls. Here's a Teal Dance. Single prize Raging Bolt can take care of a Mimikyu. Here's a Squawk and Seize. New hand. Got regular Raging Bolt. Okay. Come on, one more bench Pokemon so I can bounce your stadium, hopefully. And there's a pass. Alright. Do they have the Noctowls in hand? I don't know. We can bench an Abra. Go for Buddy Poffin. Got ourselves Larvitar and Budew. They have a lot of options to KO my Mimikyu and my Budew, like with that Fan Rotom in the active and all that, but Arven can help us evolve next turn, but I think an Iono is in the cards. I think an Iono is in the cards for sure. We'll just go for Iono now. Let's see. Get ourselves an energy to attach and retreat into Budew. Yeah, let's just do that. Let's just item lock a little bit. The name of the game is to item lock the entire game. And I think what's more important? I think we need a Poffin for one more. I guess an Abra? A second Abra could do. Yeah, let's do second Abra because that's going to be our attacker. So we want 2 of them. Go for the Itchy Pollen for 10. And they just need the energy to knock out my Budew. Let's see. And I feel like they didn't Fan Call because they had a lot of stuff. Oh, they did use Fan Call. For only 2 Hoo-Hoots, so I'm assuming they had the Noctowls in hand. What's going on, Sally? And there is Assault Landing. Pretty expected, I must say. Let's throw up a Abra with Teleporter, so we can just throw it back in our deck in case we need something. We get a Kadabra. Kadabra could work. Let me think. They do have room for Latias. We can throw down another Budew, and we can evolve into Kadabra. I'm thinking if I want to research or if I want to Arven. I think let's research. I think we research. No boss. Nice. We get the Grand Tree. That's pretty incredible. We can attach there, and then bounce their Area 0 with Grand Tree. And this way they do get access to Noctowl, but I think my Pidgeot is more important than their Noctowl. Oh, they throw away their single prize Raging Ball and Squawkabilly. Nice. Okay, so now my Mimikyu has a better chance of living. They still have a Fan Rotom though, so a little annoyed by that, but you know, it's just how it gotta be. Oh my god, we don't have Pidgeotto. Pidgeotto is very much prized, so okay. We'll just evolve into Tyranitar in that case, and then we can go for a Teleporter. I think Tyranitar might be the move here, because Budew can just die to a Fan Rotom, but then if they gust the Tyranitar, they can also just attack something else, right? So what do I think? Let's just go for Budew again. I think we can go down a few spots. We can go for Fezandipiti, because we did get knocked out last turn. Flip the script into Ultra Ball and Clefairy. Clefairy could be good later for a knockout onto Raging Bolt, but unfortunately no rare candy from the Flip the Script, so we will just have to go for Itchy Pollen. Next turn we will have our Pidgeot online, we will have our Alakazam online. It's just a matter of, can we hold on long enough? They still have the Fan Rotom to attack. Item locked once again. They bounce my Grand Tree. It's okay, because everything that I could Grand Tree has already been Grand Treed, because Pidgeotto always finds its way into my prize cards. And here we go, guys. Fan Rotom is still a threat, so I can't push Mimikyu. We push our Tyranitar instead, and we're going to be able to find our Pidgeot here. We get the Psychic Energy off the top. Amazing. Go for Flip the Script. We get the Alakazam off there, too. Unfortunately, no rare candy. We can bench ourselves. Ooh, we could go for the attack on Raging Bolt this turn. Yeah, we're going to do that. Okay, so let's get ourselves Rare Candy and Gravity Gemstone. We can Ultra Ball away Calamitous Wasteland. Ooh, Calamitous Wasteland could be good, too, in this matchup. We can throw away, because they have a lot of basic Pokemon, Larvitar and Tyranitar. Why not? We can Super Rod them back if we need them. Get ourselves Pidgeot. Okay, things are lining up in my head. You can see the numbers like flowing around. We get the Pidgeot, we can get we can get Counter Catcher. We can throw down the Calamitous Wasteland. So now their basic attackers can't retreat. Go for Quick Search. And check this out, guys. If we get ourselves Counter Catcher, oh my god, we don't have Counter Catcher. Things have changed up in here, I must say. So, oh well. We just get ourselves Pokemon League headquarters, I guess. We can just get ourselves Boss for next turn. I don't know, man. That's annoying. Throw a Gemstone onto Tyranitar, and then whatever they push up next turn will be stuck. So they have to think very carefully about that. Go for Dimensional Hand, which lets you attack from the bench. Have you ever seen that before? I'm sure you guys have, but it's such a crazy attack to me. It's like, you can just hide behind some wall. In this case, our wall is an item lock card. Not really a wall, they can still kill it if they really wish. They're going to promote Ogerpon. That's an interesting pick. Okay, they're going to attach Fighting Energy. Tyranitar is not my attacker, big bro. It's Alakazam, so I can still attack you. And now you can't, I mean, you can retreat. And they're going to pass because they're item locked. Okay, this is good. I think we're going to go for the boss now. Actually, I think we hide the Clefairy for later. We're going to keep him item locked, right? Yeah, let's just take out this Ogerpon because they're giving it to me for free. So, you know, keep them item locked. Keep them retreat locked with the Gravity Gemstone. And just 2-tap. Just slowly ping damage onto them with Dimensional Hand. And then next turn, if they ever push up the Bolt with this here Sada, I can go for the Clefairy. I can go for the one-hit KO. Sada means they can't gust out my Tyranitar. There's no Iron Bundle. There's no way Raging Bolt can come into play this turn. I think it's looking a little scary, so I might have to boss the next turn because there is a possibility that they, you know, gust up my Alakazam. They're gonna push up their Fan Rotom, okay, and then retreat. And then pass. Nice. This is good. This is looking good, chat. Let's go for Buddy Poffin. Get ourselves a backup Abra, just in case anything bad happens. Oh, wait. I'm trying to go for the Clefairy, bro. What am I doing? I was just talking about this freaking Clefairy thing. In that case, we go for Vessel. Okay, that was really silly of me. We're going for Vessel. Grab ourselves 2 energy. I was like, because then my mind changed and like, oh, like their Raging Bolt could kill my Alakazam if they find the Gust. But yeah. We're just going to go for the KO onto Fan Rotom, and just go into even prizes, and then we'll just do the KO onto Ogerpon, KO onto Raging Ball. I think that's the move. We're going to pull ourselves out of this. They're still item locked, because Tyranitar is still inactive. What will they choose? Do they have the Fighting Energy for Raging Ball? Okay, they do promote Raging Ball. They attach for a turn onto Raging Ball, so they do have the attack. Do they have Boss? Because, no, they don't. Okay, they're just going to kill the Tyranitar. And that's fine by me, because we still have Mimikyu. This is looking good, guys. This is looking good, I can't lie. 210 damage, 3 energy to kill this Tyranitar. You've done your job, my friend. You've done your job. I will promote Pidgeot, and their hand is looking a little too big right now. And they're going to get out of item lock, so Iono is definitely in the cards. We can go for the Clefairy, and with Fairy Zone, all your Psychic Pokemon can do weakness to their Dragon Pokemon. So look at that. We can attach Psychic onto Abra, and then we can go for this here Iono. My god, things are lagging. Clefairy making the game lag. Find ourselves 4 cards that are not really that great. We can retreat into Mimikyu. Go for a Flip the Script. We get the Rare Candy, so I'm thinking we can just Quick Search for our second Alakazam. And we can just get 2 Alakazams ready to go. There's a Quick Search. Get ourselves Alakazam here. Honestly, we can go for an Ultra Ball, because Ultra Ball can thin our deck a little bit. Thin our hand a little bit in case of like an Iono or something. Let's go Ultra Ball. Throw away Buddy Poffin and Devo. There we go. Grab ourselves Alakazam. And Rare Candy into that. Alakazam EX. And here we go. Dimensional Hand hitting for 240 damage, which is exactly the amount for Raging Ball. Because what other Dragon-type Pokemon is 240 HP? And that's what this Clefairy is for. It's literally for this specific matchup. Yes, it can do it against Dragapult, I guess, but Dragapult is huge. And you're not one-tapping that in any game with Alakazam. So, here we go. Mimikyu's inactive. It can survive a hit. It can't survive a hit from Cornerstone, but it's like not even charged up yet. So let's see what they can do to kill this Mimikyu. Like move it out the way. Here's a Nest Ball. And my Alakazam can one-shot either Ogerpon or Raging Ball. We still have the boss in our deck. So I think we're on track here to win. Unless they pull out something absolutely crazy. Here's a Flip the Script. Evolve into their very first Noctowl of the game. Go for Jewel Seeker. And they will find themselves Sada and Night Stretcher, which is what they need to attack. Here's a Teal Dance. There's one. But if they leave their Ogerpon inactive this turn, I just win. Because I can just shoot it for 120. Damn, they have a Bravery Charm, bruh. Okay. So now I can't one-shot a Raging Bolt. But, you know, that's just how it is. Here's a Professor Sada. Fighting to Raging Bolt. And then draw 3. Play Night Stretcher for Lightning Energy. They will attach Return onto Raging Bolt. So Raging Bolt can hit 210 this turn. Can they retreat the Ogerpon, though? Here's a Prime Catcher. Okay. They will go for my Fezandipiti with their Raging Bolt. Luckily, they have 3 prizes to take, so this isn't the game ender for me. And then here's Bellowing Thunder. 210 damage, taking out the Fezandipiti. And we are just looking to quick search for boss and we can win the game. So let's promote Pidgeot like so. Quick search. We don't even need a Night Stretcher for Fez or anything. All we need to do is find our one boss here. Boss up their Ogerpon, which is within the 120 damage, and we just go Dimensional Hand with our second Alakazam, taking the knockout, and our final 2 prizes, Switch and Counter Catcher. Would have been nice, but dude, do you see what I'm talking about? That's freaking sick. I saw that Tyranitar came out in this new set, and yes, it works as a great attacker on its own in its own deck, but I thought it would be funnier to have a bunch of walls for Alakazam EX to attack from the bench, because that is way funnier to me than just using the Pokemon for its intended purpose. Let's get into another game, see if we can do this again. Alright, second game here. Let's see if we can repeat that success we just had. And we go second. We go second here. Let's see. That's a good start. Let's see what our hand is. Another Dragon Sleeve. Okay. We're gonna mulligan very hard. They're gonna see my hand, but they're not gonna see this stuff. Okay, we're gonna start Mimikyu, and then we're just gonna not bench anything, just so they don't know what's happening. Latios and Hoot. Okay, so again, another Latios deck. Is this the same guy? I completely forgot. This might be the same guy. There's an Area 0. I mean, 2 Hoot summons. Okay, I just checked the footage. It's not the same guy, but it's gonna be the same Raging Bolt deck. Which, you know, it's possible to beat, as you guys saw. So let's see if we can do that again. Squawkabilly, yada yada, man. Okay, get on with it. Squawk and Seed, Iono, Area 0. Okay, the more Area 0s that they discard, the better, because Pokemon League Headquarters is huge, Calamitous Wasteland is huge, but not against this deck. They have Latios. Here's a Teal Dance, but Pokemon League Headquarters, once we bounce all the Area 0s, how many Area 0s do people play in Japanese Raging Bolt? Another Hoot down. Here's a Nestball. Do they find the Fan Rotom? If I could bench lock them, okay, we're gonna bounce Area 0 just so they don't get a Raging Bolt next turn. Because what is with people and bench locking themselves? Here's Earthen Vessel for 2 grass. Okay, they're gonna have another Teal Dance available. Teal Dance. And they will push up Squawkabilly because protection, right? Okay, alrighty, come on. Earthen Vessel off the top, that's not bad. We go for the Calamitous Wasteland. It doesn't affect them really, but now their bench is locked and they can't Raging Ball next turn, so that's all good. Let's go for Nest Ball, get ourselves Pidgey, and I guess like Tyranitar just doesn't come into play yet. We can Colress's Tenacity, and grab ourselves Grand Tree and Psychic Energy. I just want to like start loading things up. We can go for Earthen Vessel on to Psychic Energy, get 2 of those, and because we don't play any Energy Acceleration. This is very much like a stall and then attach by hand. Just like how Pokemon was meant to be played, right? No, I'm kidding. We pass it up. Let's see. We have Rare Candy Pidgeot in hand, and we can Grand Tree into Alakazam and just start sniping behind the Mimikyu. Here's a Noctowl. Okay, I mean, I guess they just find another Area 0. Jewel Seeker. Having Noctowl in hand, man, without Fan Call, you gotta get like you, my boy. They'll find a Crispin and a Nest Ball. Okay, are they out of Area 0s, bro? Do they only play 2? This might be the case where they only play 2. Here's a Teal Dance. Okay, draw a card. Here's a Night Stretcher for another Grass Energy. They're like desperately trying to Teal Dance their way out of this terrible situation. Here's a Crispin. Oh my god, wait. I think the Speedwing is about to come out, guys. Here's a Grass Energy into the hand, and then attach onto Squawkabilly. I mean, they can Motivate. It will do 0 damage, but oh my god, Teal Dance again. Have you ever seen a Raging Bolt player go down to 16 minutes and they haven't taken a KO? Here is a Pal Pad. Crispin Iono back into the deck. Okay. They will attach onto Noctowl and then retreat. They thought they needed an energy onto Squawkabilly to retreat. That's kind of funny. Here's a Speedwing. 60 damage. Mimikyu lives. And now we can kill their Noctowl. Okay, nice. We got a Larvitar. Go for Rare Candy into Pidgeot. Gonna attach return, and we're gonna hope and pray that we have a Kadabra in our deck. I'm gonna quick search first. Okay, we have the Kadabra. This is good. This is all good. We can find ourselves a research as well, just to get a new hand. But let's go for Grand Tree. And then Grand Tree lets him get Noctowl, but, you know, that's fine. I think does Noctowl... Oh, from your hand. So Grand Tree does not help you get Noctowl. I lied. Don't evolve your Noctowls with Grand Tree. Here we go, research into a fresh hand. Get ourselves Abra here. We have a rescue board for Mimikyu, but the Mimikyu might honestly die. So we're just gonna go for a dimensional hand, take out the Noctowl from the bench, and we're pretty set up here, guys. Mimikyu's fully active, our attacker's fully active, Pidgeot's fully active. Can't complain about this. They're gonna push Latios, draw for turn, and now they finally have room for Raging Bolt, but Mimikyu protect. They're gonna bench Raging Bolt. Yup. It was just wait in. Imagine they benched Fezandipiti first before the Raging Bolt. I think that's the issue with the Noctowl engine build of it. It's like your bench just gets clogged because you need so much space for the Noctowls and the Ogerpon that you are susceptible to the bench lock. They're gonna find themselves Noctowl off the Night Stretcher. Go for the Noctowl. Use Jewel Seeker for Prime Catcher and Bravery Charm. Oh my goodness gracious. Are they going to Myriad Leaf Shower me, potentially? They'll play Professor Sada, attach one Lightning onto Raging Bolt, and then draw 3. Here is a Teal Dance. Okay, so Myriad Leaf Shower is active, and they can Prime Catch something. I don't think it's enough to kill my Alakazam, though, because and I'm also not Grass Weak, luckily. Alright, here's a Prime Catcher. What are we doing? Alakazam, up. Oh, wow. I mean, good thing I have the backup Abra, but damn. Ogerpon up. Okay, so they don't find the Raging Bolt attack, but they do find the Ogerpon attack. It's 5 energy. I don't think that's enough, though. Fortunate for me. There's a Bravery Charm onto the Ogerpon. You're at Leaf Shower, 180. Okay, so I don't know if that was the best idea, honestly, but hey, you do you, man. Oh my god, Pokemon Leaf Challenge. That's good. Let's go for Grand Tree first. Let's get ourselves Pupitar. So Tyranitar can be like a potential last-ditch effort. Like, we can stick up their, you know, Squawkabilly or something, and then just like, actually they have Latios, so it doesn't really matter. Stick up their Noctowl. Yes, and then we can stick that there. Let's see. We can go for... I'm hitting 240 with Mind Jack. That's pretty funny. But we're going to retreat this. And retreat it into Mimikyu. They've burned their Prime Catcher now. We can go for an Ultra Ball. I want to find the Clefairy. We can bounce our Grand Tree with Pokemon League Headquarters. And then I want to use the boss. So we can quick search. We can just quick search for something to discard randomly. Like a Budew or something. Like a Devo. Yeah, we just quick search for Devo. Ultra Ball away. Fezandipiti and Devo. We can grab ourselves our Clefairy. Very nice. Throw that down. And of course, just like we saw last game, we can boss up the Raging Bolt. And Dimensional Hand doing 240 damage from the bench with this Clefairy on the bench. And taking out the Raging Bolt, we take 2 prizes. We go down to 3. And next turn we have the Arven Alakazam Rare Candy, but we don't have an energy attached yet. So we're going to hope that they don't find a Gust onto my Alakazam. And we'll be okay. We'll be all good. And they need to attach another energy now because of Pokemon League Headquarters. Not that that's very difficult. Superior Energy Retrieval comes down. Throw away Ogerpon and Ultra Ball. 4 energy. We can Teal Dance once. Nest Ball for what? Fezandipiti? Yeah, they're looking for boss. Okay, so Raging Bolt is no longer their attacker this game. That's pretty funny. Does it flip the script? Do they find the boss to kill my Alakazam is the question. Here's an attach for turn onto Ogerpon. Teal Dance on the other one. Okay. So Myriad Leaf Shower is active on the active Ogerpon. Okay, they do find the boss. That's a little problematic. They'll take my Alakazam. I'm a little annoyed by that, but we can, again, gust up their Noctowl for a turn and then keep him item locked for a second. We'll take 2 prize cards. It's fine. We'll push up Pidgeot. And let's see. We can build up our Abra for sure. Let's go for Energy Attach. And then go for... Let me think. We could... Yeah, I don't want to use Arven for Rare Candy because I want to boss their Noctowl up. Rare Candy into the Zam. Yeah, okay. I think that's fine. But then we don't get the Gravity Gemstone. Okay, we get the Gravity Gemstone instead. This is the plan, guys. This is the plan. We'll boss up their Noctowl, which can't retreat because it's not a basic Pokemon. And then we can retreat into our Tyranitar, which is a little big to knock out, and now it has a Gravity Gemstone, so that Noctowl can't just retreat with 1 energy. And we're going to Arven Rare Candy Energy next turn to attack. And I think that will be the plan. Yeah, why not? Let's pass it up. We'll Slow him down, item lock, no switches, no switch card is out of the game. No switch. They could Turo. I don't think Raging Ball plays Turo, so I think they're pretty much stuck here. And all of their energy is just attached onto Ogerpon. They have like what? 1 lightning, 1 fighting in their hand. They'll attach fighting, so Gravity Gemstone was the correct quick search because now they can't retreat. Here's a Crispin. Oh my god, they can retreat. Oh no, there's no energy in their deck. They can't Crispin to attach. Oh my god. And there's the pass, guys. Excellent. So this way, we can go for Arven, grab ourselves our Rare Candy into this, and then we can quick search for a Psychic Energy. Our last one before we have the Super Rod. We can do that. I think we should Super Rod. I don't think we need a Super Rod because like I don't think they can kill the Alakazam, but I think it might be worthwhile to do that. Abra, Alakazam, and 1 Psychic Energy. Or 2 Psychic Energy. Yeah, I think that's fine. And then no Ultra Ball. We'll just go for Dimensional Hand, take out the Noctowl, and we have 2 prizes left. And I think we can hold on just long enough. Get another Abra off the prizes. And whatever they push doesn't really matter against the Gravity Gemstone now because they're all basic. So they are going to push Ogerpon. They can take the KO on the Tyranitar, but they definitely want the KO on my Alakazam. Because that is my only... I don't even play Blood Moon in this deck, bro. There's a flip the script. I think, what, like 4 energy, 6 times 3 is 180. That's still not enough. Or 180 plus 30, so 210. Yeah. Luckily, I can't get 1 tapped by Ogerpon. I think I can just win the game, potentially. I've used 2 bosses, though. Here's an Iono. So no boss to kill my Alakazam here. We get a counter catcher that doesn't work, and we get an Iono. And Iono doesn't really matter because, unless I guess I could try to think. That Bravery Charm is causing a lot of problems here. Here's a Myriad Leaf Shower for 360 damage for weakness. And my concern is if they have more Gust, because if they have more Gust, then they can kill this Clefairy really quickly. They've used 1 boss and 1 Prime Catcher. We'll attach onto Mimikyu. It might have to be our attacker this turn. Go for a quick search. Let's see. Yeah, Mimikyu might have to finish the game, but we'll quick search for an Abra. Bench that just in case we need another Alakazam attacker. And then we'll just go for Iono. Larvitar and Night Stretcher. That's fine by me. We can retreat into our Mimikyu here. And then go for this Dimensional Hand for 120. So if they don't kill my Alakazam here, I can just win the game next turn by a big Mind Jack, I think. But if they do kill my Alakazam here, we're going to have this Mimikyu hold on for dear life. Then we'll play Ultra Ball. Maybe for an Iron Bundle. I feel like Bundle could be a decent call here. They're going to throw away 2 Noctowls. Dude, this Raging Ball player at 6 minutes and 50 seconds. Oh, Slitherwing. Okay. Slitherwing is a good attacker. Can kill Mimikyu for 2 fighting energy. And they can Sada onto it if possible. Do we like this like brighter light, like white light, or do we like the yellowish, like the warm tone? I've been using this one for the last few videos, but this video I had it on the warm tone this whole time. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. They're gonna promote Slitherwing. Wow, that's annoying. But they are weak to Psychic, I guess, so that's fine. Let's go for a quick search. If we have the boss, we just win, but I think we already used both bosses. Yeah, I don't play Palpad, so we'll just find ourselves a Psychic Energy. We can attach return onto Mimikyu. And then I think Mimikyu doesn't kill this because, 1 Pokemon League headquarters, but also it wouldn't do weakness with the placing damage counters. So we're just going to Dimensional Hand, hitting for weakness, take the KO. And now all we need to do is worry about this Ogerpon and potentially a Gust. But that seemed to be their only out against Mimikyu. And now it's gone because I don't think they counted for weakness there. Here is a Flip the Script for a Night Stretcher. Okay, they can get their Slitherwing back, bruh. This is really silly. They'll bench a Hoot, go for Earthen Vessel. I'm like scrolling at this point, bro. Like this, is this person like brand new at Raging Bolt? Or maybe this matchup is just so strange. They're gonna attach onto Hoot for that triple stack. Oh my god, they're gonna kill my Mimikyu if they hit a heads here. Don't do it. Oh my god, they pass because they can't. And I will just Dimensional Hand for the final knockout. Taking my last prize. That was a little ridiculous. It took a really long time for this win. That's 2 Raging Bolts back to back. Can we find a non-Raging Bolt deck for our last game of the video? Let's find out. Alright, for our 3rd game here, we're going to be going... Let's see, it's up to our opponent. But you can see it's getting a little dark. They're going to give me a second, that's nice. But I've lost a bunch of games in between that Raging Bolt one and this one. Because either my luck has been really bad, Despite having, you know, 4 Poffins, 3 Arvens, a bunch of Colress Tenacity for Grand Tree, all that. Or I'm just like losing to like really meta decks, which is, you know, expected when you play Rogue. But we're gonna see if we can win this one. And it's gonna be something brand new. We're looking at Salamence Charizard. They'll bench a Snorunt, attach Return onto Bagon, and then pass it up here. Oof. We get an Iono, bench Pidgey. I don't want to use the Pokemon League headquarters because then I can't Itchy Pollen. So we're gonna go for Iono just straight up, right? Iono straight up. And hopefully find a Buddy Poffin here. Yes, we do. We find ourselves Abra, and we can use Buddy Poffin here. Let's grab ourselves Larvitar and Mimikyu. Actually, not Mimikyu just yet, because we're going to be dying to Frostlass soon. Larvitar and another Pidgey. Wow, Abra is just so flimsy. I hate how flimsy he is. Go for Itchy Pollen. We're going to save this Nest Ball for Fezandipiti in case we die next turn. But I'm excited to see Salamence. That's a deck I'm definitely going to build at some point, because I just love it as a Pokemon. Way more than Roaring Moon, bro. What the hell kind of name is Roaring Moon? Yes, like I know the wings are like a moon, but Salamence is the OG. He's that guy. And he's not like a big basic. He like actually properly evolves, like Justice for Bagon and Shelgon. You know what I'm saying? Here's an Iono. Nice. Perhaps I can find an Arven or a Colress. Rare Candy Pidgeot is a great card to have. Let's go. Charmeleon down. This is a new Charmeleon. Heat Tackle. Isn't the other one better? Like, oh, I guess if you're playing the Frostlass build, you don't want your Charmeleon taking damage, so that's why they're doing that. But I need to get this Abra evolved stat, or else it's gonna die to Frostlass because it's so small. They're gonna attach onto Bagon, and then Reckless Charge, KO my Budew, and then Frostlass is gonna tick for 1 onto my Abra. Push up Pidgey. That stinks. That stinks for real. We got a Mimikyu. Let's Rare Candy into Pidgeot here. And then we can Grand Tree into our Kadabra, right? Yeah, let's do that. Let's go grab ourselves Colress. Go for this Grand Tree and an Energy. We have 1 more in deck, which means a bunch of them are prized. We can go for this Grand Tree. Go for Grand Tree. I just said that twice. We can get ourselves a Kadabra and then Alakazam. So now we're not dying to Frostlass anymore. Attach there. And then we can retreat into another Budew because I am greedy like that. I don't have the Tyranitar this turn, so we're just going to go for Budew. And then Itchy Pollen, once again. We're going to lose it to Bagon, but I think it's more important that they stay item locked than me losing 2 prizes. They're going to use my Grand Tree. You can find Shelgon. Do they do it on the active one, though? They're going to do it on the bench one. Yeah, I feel like that's a better idea. Is it a better idea? I don't know. Okay, let's see. Let's see. Wide Blast does 50 damage to each of your opponent's bench Pokemon. Wait, that's kind of sick. That is kind of sick. Does that, like, do you pair Salamence with a Zelf, maybe? And, like, after the spread, you just, like, one-tap everything? I feel like that could be a build. I'm thinking about stuff, guys. They're gonna Iono me once again. And there's their Charizard. Oh, that's frustrating, I must say. And luckily, Frostlass ticks on their own Charizard. I guess, is that what the Frostlass is for? Like, you do damage to everything and then you do Wide Blast? Interesting. We'll see. They will retreat their Bagon into Salamence. And then Wide Blast. Okay. Wait. Oh, the Charizard loads up. Wow, that's cool. That's cool. Alright, so all my guys are kind of dying here. We can evolve into Pidgeotto. And then we can go for Grand Tree. Grab ourselves our Tyranitar. And this is like Wide Blast. Mimikyu doesn't even matter against it. That's crazy. Let me think. I think we need a counter catcher. Yeah, we need a counter catcher. Stick up their Bagon. And then, yeah, we can do that. Stick up their Bagon so it can't retreat. Or maybe, wait, hold on. How many energy does their Charizard have? They have 1. Okay, so we stick up their Bagon. And we can go for a Pokemon League headquarters now. Find ourselves our energy. Yep, find ourselves our energy for Alakazam. And their Bagon is 2 retreat cost, so we can't just retreat this turn. And then we can retreat into Tyranitar. So they stay item locked. So they can't just like find a switch. And then, oh, I'm just going to kill their Bagon anyway. That's silly. That's really silly. Like, why did I do that? Let's just go for a Dimensional Hand anyway. Take out their Bagon here. I should have taken out their Frostlass, bro. Like, I was like, wait. For some reason, I thought I was sniping their bench, not sniping from my bench. It's been a long day, guys. It's been a long day. Freezing Shroud ticks. They're going to push up their Charizard. They'll go for Crispin. Okay, so they can attack here and take out my Tyranitar. They'll find a Water Energy and put it in their hand. Throw a Fire onto Charizard. Attach Return onto Salamence. Wow. All their attackers. This is sick. I actually really love this. They're gonna kill my Tyranitar that I worked so hard for. And that's just how it's gotta be, man. Oh well. I wanna play Salamence now. I wanna play Salamence either with Charizard or maybe like the Azelf like I was talking about. Let's go for Buddy Poffin. Let's grab ourselves Mimikyu and another Larvitar. We can retreat into the Mimikyu here. Let's see, we can quick search for Gravity Gemstone. Yeah, let's quick search for Gravity Gemstone. Maybe keep their Charizard locked for now, and then I could have Arven for that too. Yeah, let's just go for a Dimensional Hand. Let's do 120, and then we can gust up their Salamence, hit that for 120, do a Devo play, all that jazz. Their Frostlass will tick. And now they don't have a Mimikyu killer, luckily. And yeah, I'm like a little silly for counter-catching up their Frostlass. Oh my god, another Crispin. Dude, Water Energy. How many Crispins is that? That's 2 Crispins and 2 Ionos. Attach for turn onto Charizard. Retreat into Salamence. Okay, okay. And then we're gonna go for the Wide Blast again, right? Jesus. Takes out my Pidgeotto. Takes out my Budew. Freezing Shroud ticks. Oh my god, like, if I don't evolve this Larvitar, like, right away, we're just gonna lose it. So we're gonna grab ourselves Tyranitar here. And we're just gonna save it from 1 turn of death, like that. And then we're gonna go for Iono. We need to grab, we're gonna quick search for Iono. You know what I'm saying? Here we go. Oh, brother, this is scary. Iono here. Wide Blast, man, that's sick. I'm kind of obsessed with what they're playing right now. Let's go for Dimensional Hand, 120, and then next turn we can Devo. Freezing Shroud. They can't win, right? Unless they can gust up my something and then just like Wide Blast my... No, they can't kill my Mimikyu with Wide Blast. Yeah, I think we survive a turn here. we survive 1 turn. Here's an Arven for Energy Retrieval and TM Evo. Interesting. They'll play the Energy Retrieval. Okay, they're gonna like slowly build up their Charizard, I guess. Attach return onto Charizard. And then Wide Blast again. Oh my god. Holy crap, everything is so close to death. My Pidgeot has 50 HP. Okay. Here we go, guys. Arven, Devolution, Earthen Vessel. Earthen Vessel, away Buddy Poffin. Grab ourselves our last energy. We can quick search for a switch. Switch into Tyranitar for item lock. Attach energy, attach Devo, and then Devolution, their Charizard and their Salamence for 2 knockouts. And then their Frostlass doesn't tick an additional turn this turn. Let's go. Let's go. Okay. And their item lock, so they can't just like Buddy Poffin for a Pokemon right now. And if I just kill that 1 Frostlass remaining, this might be our game. Please, man. Oh, but now my Tyranitar is like... Oh, actually, I can just like Dimensional Hand them. Okay, come on. They evolve into Frostlass. Do they have the boss to move my Tyranitar out? They will attach return onto Frostlass. Play Crispin. Find a Water Energy. So no boss. And no items either. And pass. Oh my god, I did it. We held on. We actually held on. Okay. Dimensional Hand. The final knockout. Dude, that was so close. That was so close. Their Salamence almost Wide Blasted my entire squad. And then, oh my god, dude. We did it. We freaking did it. The sun is setting. It's a beautiful day to be playing Alakazam EX. Protected by Tyranitar and Mimikyu. Amazing, guys. I'll see you in the next one.